Welcome to 5 Minute Fridays. I'm Pastor Jonathan, and this week I have a very special question for you. First of all, how do you get your questions on 5 Minute Fridays? Every week on my Instagram, that's at Pastor John Vazquez, I take questions from my social media friends on any topic. It can be on ministry, it can be on what it is to pastor, it can be on movies, any subject. And I'll talk about all those subjects in 5 Minute Fridays. And every week I'll take one and I'll answer it in a little bit more of a profound way while trying to keep this video under 5 minutes. Like I said last week, I will try my hardest. This week's question is, what has been your most difficult thing as you continue your preaching ministry? So, for context, I have been a preacher now since the age of 7. I'm now 33, so I've been a preacher for better of 26 years. And I have been a pastor now for 8, married for 8 also. So there's a lot of different things mixing into my ministry life. When I started preaching, it was very easy because all I did was preach. So as a kid, I used to travel to different events and I would minister and preach the word of God at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. When I became a teenager, it became a little more difficult because then I had my youth group leadership that conflicted with that a little bit. And then as I started seminar, or institute rather, that was a little bit more of a complication also, as my spiritual father, Reverend Muniz, would be able to testify to you guys. But as I've gotten older, I have done things to be able to help that. And as more things keep adding into my life, then these things become more and more of a challenge. So I'm going to give you a couple tips that I've done or things that have been a struggle. The first thing is keeping a balance. As a pastor, preacher, part of a ministerial committee, just a person who has a family, the most difficult thing is balance. It's remembering that I can't be preaching all the time, I can't be pastoring all the time, and I can't leave my family without time either. Understanding that all of those components of my life need to be balanced out, and I need time to preach, like I need time to deal with my sheep at church, like I need time to be with my daughter Ellie or my wife Esther, and have time for myself also. All those things are very challenging. So balance is key. Number one, try to give yourself time for all those things. And to that point, scheduling is a big issue. And I will tell you, my time management skills are poor, if that at best. The time managing guru in my family is my wife, which on our channel you'll probably find some tips about how to be a better time manager. Watch her. She's great at it. Me, I do my best. But having a clear idea of what you want to get done during the week, what you want to get done during the day, is a good way to be able to balance things out. So schedule. And the third thing that to me is kind of relevant, and I hear a lot of preachers talk about this, and as a preacher myself, I've struggled with this, is keeping up the passion. And when I say passion, I don't mean passion for preaching. I love preaching. I could preach every single day. It's this high that I could never explain. You'll never understand unless you've done it. When I say passion, I mean the passion for your intimacy with the Lord. As preachers, we depend on the revelation that God gives us. We depend on our relationship on the Lord. So too for my pastoral ministry. So too for what I do with my family. All of those things. I depend on God. And so my relationship with God is key. So as a preacher, you have to make sure that you're always constant in that passion about seeking God. Not preaching, but seeking God. Preaching is a function of that relationship, not the all of that relationship. So if you're preaching more than you're seeking God, then you probably have an issue with your balance and you need to work it out. So as a preacher, that's something that I highly suggest. Number one, keep your balance. Number two, make sure your scheduling is on point. And number three, make sure that you're passionate about seeking the Lord. And these things will help you continue to build a strong preaching ministry even throughout the years. Like I said on my Instagram, I am 8 years a pastor, 26 years a minister, and I'm still trying to figure it out. So you'll never be perfect, but continue trying to be better every day, and I promise you will excel at it. So thank you for tuning into 5 Minute Fridays. Like I said, you can find me on my social media. That's at Instagram at Pastor John Vazquez, or on Facebook at Jonathan Vazquez. And obviously on this YouTube channel, please subscribe, like this video, share it if you liked it. It would really help us out. Thank you so much. Hope to see you next week.